Friends Season 2 Review Part 3. The prom video that changed everything, transition after everything they've been through. It feels like Ross and Rachel have reached a dead end. Their feelings are finally out in the open, but misunderstandings, bad timing, and painful words have pushed them farther apart than ever. At this point, it seems impossible that they'll ever become a couple. But then Friends delivers one of the most iconic moments in television history. It all begins with an old family videotape. The group gathers around the television to watch a recording from Monica and Rachel's high school prom. At first, it's nothing more than an embarrassing trip down memory lane. Everyone laughs at the outdated hairstyles, oversized tuxedos, awkward dancing, and the unmistakable fashion of the 1980s. Monica jokes about her appearance. Jack and Judy Geller accidentally provide plenty of comic relief. The entire scene feels like a life-ordered flashback designed purely for laughs. But then something unexpected happens. Rachel's prom date, Chip, never arrives. As panic sets in, Rachel becomes convinced her prom night is ruined. She prepares to stay home, heartbroken and embarrassed, believing the biggest night of high school has been completely destroyed. That's when Ross quietly makes a decision, without asking for attention, without expecting recognition, and without believing Rachel would ever know. He puts on his father's tuxedo and prepares to take her to the prom himself. It's one of the purest acts of kindness in the entire series. Ross isn't doing it because he thinks Rachel will suddenly fall in love with him. He isn't trying to impress anyone. He's simply trying to save someone he cares about from having one of the worst nights of her life. Unfortunately, just as Ross is ready to leave, Chip finally arrives at the front door. Rachel happily leaves with her original date, never realizing what Ross had been prepared to do for her. The moment passes, almost unnoticed. Ross quietly hides his disappointment. Life moves on. Years later, while watching the tape together, everyone in the apartment finally discovers what really happened that night. For the first time, Rachel sees the truth. She realizes Ross loved her long before either of them admitted their feelings. Not because she was beautiful. Not because she became successful. Not because he thought he had a chance. He loved her simply because she was Rachel. That realization changes everything. All the misunderstandings. See, all the jealousy. All the arguments, and all the missed opportunities suddenly make sense. Rachel finally understands that Ross's feelings were never temporary. They had been there all along. Without saying a word, she slowly walks across the apartment toward him. The room falls completely silent. No jokes, no interruptions, no sarcastic comments from Chandler, no distractions. Just one unforgettable moment. Rachel gently kisses Ross. It's simple. It's heartfelt, and it's one of the most satisfying payoffs in sitcom history. For viewers who had spent nearly 2 seasons watching these two dance around their feelings, this kiss felt completely earned. Nothing about it feels forced. It happens because both characters have finally reached the same emotional place at the same time. That's what makes the moment so powerful. The journey mattered just as much as the destination. Looking back, this entire storyline is a masterclass in character development. Rachel transforms from someone who rarely thought about Ross romantically into a woman willing to risk her friendship by admitting how she feels. Ross grows from the shy, awkward guy afraid of rejection into someone willing to follow his heart, even when it means making painful decisions. The supporting cast also deserves tremendous credit. Monica constantly finds herself caught between family loyalty and friendship. Chandler provides perfectly timed humor that keeps the emotional moments from becoming overwhelming. Dewey's confidence and hilarious observations create some of the season's funniest scenes. And Phoebe continues to surprise everyone with her wonderfully unpredictable personality. Together, they remind us that Friends has always been about more than romance. It's about friendship, growing up, making mistakes, forgiving each other, and discovering that life rarely follows the plan we imagine. Even the obstacles Ross and Rachel face feel surprisingly realistic. Poor communication, bad timing, fear of rejection, saying the wrong thing, holding onto pride for too long, they are problems almost everyone can relate to. That's why these episodes continue to connect with audiences decades after they first aired. They aren't just funny, they are honest. Of course, this isn't the end of Ross and Rachel's journey, far from it. Their relationship will continue to face new challenges, unexpected twists, and unforgettable moments throughout the series. But this chapter marks the beginning of one of television's most famous love stories. It's the moment fans realize these two characters truly belonged together, and it's easy to understand why this storyline remains one of the most beloved arcs in sitcom history. For whether it's the emotional airport reunion, Rachel's heartbreaking jealousy, Ross's impossible decision between July and Rachel, the unforgettable pros and cons list, or the emotional prom video, every episode blends comedy and heartfelt storytelling in a way that few shows have ever matched. Outro: if there's one lesson these episodes teach us, it's that love isn't always about perfect timing, it's about honesty, patience, and recognizing the people who've been there for us all along. That's exactly why Friends continues to resonate with viewers around the world. It makes us laugh, it makes us cringe, and every now and then, it reminds us how powerful a simple act of kindness can be. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more Friends episode breakdowns, and let me know in the comments, were Ross and Rachel always meant to be together, or do you think July deserved a better ending? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.